Welcome back, guys, to another episode, and this time, as every Yu-Gi-Oh journey goes, we gotta look at what the pros are playing. And this recent past week and 2 weeks, there's been a new deck on the rise, and if you guys haven't seen it already, it's Kashtira Fiendsmith. Just peer those two and like 20 hand traps or so, give or take. But I really wanted to try out this deck because I haven't really gotten the chance to play Fiendsmith like peer in a sense with a lot of the cards. So I really wanted to see how it plays, and it looked pretty cool from what I've seen. So we're going to take some inspiration from all these pro player deck lists and kind of form one for our locals. Now, as far as combo guides go, it's not too complicated. You're either doing just Kashtira stuff or just Fiendsmith stuff, or like if you have extra Kashtira stuff, you can help make Fiendsmith stuff. And the Fiendsmith stuff is pretty easy to do. Most of it is just continuously playing every single turn, really simple interrupts, but it's just powerful in the sense that it'll just keep playing every single turn unless you completely smother them and stop it. So I don't have quite my usual setup ready for just a bunch of footage, so there's not gonna be too much happening, and I already have a bunch of these cards. Over the years, you guys have already seen me opening packs, getting the Kashtira cards, getting the Fiendsmith cards, so you guys already know we have them. There's not too much for mail here, but next week, be on the lookout for that one. That one will be a little bit special. You guys will like the next one. So with all that, let's just take a look at the deck list and see what's going on here. So the deck list is pretty much what you would think it would look like. Just a lot of hand traps. The best of the Kashtira and kind of the best of the Fiendsmith. There's a couple of debatable cards that you can play or just not play at all, like some of the Kashtira spells. But overall, I think the deck list is probably fine. They all come up in certain situations, so we probably won't even realize what we actually want to take out later on. But I mean, let's just head on over to the locals and see if it's enough. And let's see here what we got for our entry packs. I mean, not too many good ultis, and our chances are low anyways. Let's see. Oh, wait. Yo, Arm of Bell? You know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. Now, round one is up against Ancient Gear, and I'm not really too sure what Ancient Gear is supposed to do. It was kind of a weird match. I just hand trapped a bunch, and they didn't make much. Then just Kashtira took it home, and also whenever Fiendsmith came up, that also took it home. There was a little bit of a misplay. Actually, it's kind of big. The confliction with the Xyz monster Caesar and Dominus Purge. I activated Purge and then looked at my Caesar after and realized that it was a water monster. So not making that mistake again. However, it's better to learn it now while we're in round one, and also we won round one. So, we'll keep that in mind for the next coming matches. Now, round two is up against the Kashtira Pier, and I'm not really sure how we took game one. We kind of just hoped to get into Zeus. He had a Big Bang set, but probably didn't quite weigh his options there, and I was able to get to the Zeus and wipe the board. And then from there, my follow-up was able to take it home, as long as I didn't lose or get OTK'd the next turn, and that didn't happen. So game two here, we had to go second, and we're playing under Shifter. However, he didn't realize that we also had Kashtira cards, because we didn't play a single one game one. And we're under Shifter, so now that we have Kashtira cards, this is where they actually really shine. And a good thing for us is he bricked. So from here, I mean, just a simple Fenrir action is all we technically really need. And then from there, we just wait a turn. And the turn after that, we just go full Fiendsmith because Shifter is no longer live. Round three is up against Malice. And this is like our first locals with the new cards out. And my friend here is very new to the deck, so it's just, it's locals, it's a testing ground, and I was able to luckily survive game one after getting pretty much stopped and not being able to make much. And my hand traps, to be honest, are not very good against Malice. So that was my worry, is if we face up against Malice, we don't have any good answers in our side deck or our main deck. Especially because we're just not playing Lancey at all, or Nibiru, and those are hands down the best hand traps. So surviving and winning game one, and then game two, making our usual Fiendsmith board, and that was enough, along with some hand traps. So yeah, that was a matchup that I was very worried about. So good enough that our hand was able to play through whatever we had. All right, now match number 4 is up against Voiceless, and I'm just going to try the approach with completely stop them from playing at all and hand trap every single thing they do, and it works for the most part. So game 1, I mean, we just double hand trapped them. It was enough to stop them. It gets to our turn, and we have the Lacrima in hand to beat the Droll. So at least we have that, and we can get some feats with stuff. I'm trying to decide whether I want to go for the Link 3 into Desiree, or if I want to go for a Caesar or whatever. I end up going for the Desiree line here, but looking back at it, I think Caesar may be like a little bit better. But either way, we should be fine here. I mean, Desiree is just a really strong card. I mean, I don't think he really has any way to beat like a Desiree. So we go into game number 2. Start off with Saphira, and this time it does resolve. However, we have Droll on resolution, and looks like it's enough here. He passes turn. We have Engraver again, and then we go for Tract. It gets purged, and we don't have normal summon Lacrima this time, so we have to pass turn and just keep hand trapping him to oblivion here. So we have purge, but unfortunately we can't out the barrier. So we're gonna see how much we can do here. We get to play some, or the Fiendsmith, but our Xyz gets judgmented, and he finally finds Diviner, and we can't stop both Diviner and the barrier because we know he added Ceravis. So unfortunately, yeah, I see low, and from here I'm just like, game 3. Yeah, we can't play past that. We just lose from there. So game 3, we have planets. So now we have some Kashtira stuff rolling. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I went for Fenrir because I was worried about something like Droll. We didn't get Drolled. However, we got Fool Loss when I normal summoned this Droll. So this Droll is just going to stay on the board. I'm not giving a single draw to him. We have the Ash for the Saphira. He has called by, but we sided in our judgment for this moment. All right. So we're not letting him get to anything. We have the Ogre for barrier again. He's not been able to resolve barrier once this match. He gets really desperate here, trying to get anything he can, and we just Fenrir banish everything, and he's at the point where he's on basically nothing. It's just Saphira to attack the Droll. And from here, we get back to our turn. Literally any normal summon gets us there, but we find Birth instead. So we can just Birth and then normal summon our Unicorn, and then go into the Fiendsmith line and then summon back Fenrir. And this is always lethal damage here. So, okay, we got match number 4. And now we move on to the final match of the night. Match number 5 against Orcust. We have the Veiler for the Girsu, thankfully, and he just passes turn there, set 2. So, I don't know, I'm thinking there's got to be like an imperm down there, right? So, I'm going to go for Lacrima here, get some stuff going, and see how far we can go. But unfortunately, we get hit with a impulse on our Requiem. So, we can't really make much. I mean, we at least just start banishing like his Galatea. We're probably going to double hit Galatea, and I make a pretty big misplay here, not realizing that Birth also triggers on spell effect. So on resolution here, I could be banishing the Taurus monsters, but I thought it was just on activation, on card activation. So thankfully, we still have a hand trap to stop his zombie vampire, and of course, Birth in rotation and Fiendsmith stuff already engraved. He knows it and just scoops there. So game number 2. He has a horse again, but we have at least the hand trap to stop the zombie vampire, but he has no Orcust stuff there. He deck locks downs us, but we at least have a Fenrir. Unfortunately, not much else to push after that. We do have a Fiendsmith Tract, which can get us some places, but if we get hit with something like an Impulse again, things aren't going to end too well, and unfortunately, that is exactly what happens. So I do have to out, I guess I don't really have to out this zombie vampire. However, I decided to because if I don't, I'm pretty sure it's like a game on board. Yeah, it definitely is. So I had to out it, and we get to this point again. We get impulsed again, and I'm trying to like keep blocking with my Fiendsmith monsters, and eventually his Horse monsters is able to beat through, and I just lose off that, and then get burned by Coach King Giant Trainer. Unfortunate. Game number 3. We get to go first. Let's see what we can do here. Lacrima here, so just to play around most hand traps. I think the only hand trap it doesn't really play around is like, actually I'm not even sure. We get to Caesar here, and he goes Nibiru and then chain imperm on my Caesar. Okay, so we lose the Caesar. However, we have every single Fiendsmith monster in our graveyard. We get our Solemn Strike Cosmic, but we have the Ash for the Imseti Spaghetti, so we can live. It's a set 1 into and we just start summoning our Fiendsmith. We go pretty much completely like summon everything. Unfortunately, I make like a small misplay where I put the Agnum Day in the Imperm column, but eventually we take it through and win our final match of the night and go 5-0 with a full Fiendsmith board right here.
Hey, rate the pricing.
Oh, you got the
That shit's fire. Hey, you got 2 crunch bars and crunch bars?
Yeah, I got crunch bars. Is that crunch?
definitely a first place prize.
That's a first place prize. I hope you pull it.
I need you to not get an X, so I can.
No, I need X. X is the most expensive one. Freaking hole! It's a hole! No!
Well, you let me know
You baited me!
I didn't bait you.
You baited me!
I mean, like, top right.
It look kind of sus here.
What was top rising, Rick?
Yeah, you're right.
I think you.
What more time, bro? What was top rising? 8 places. And then the rest
I see you're the real op.
I was 4 short of making it.
Yep.
4 short of making it, man. I was 12.
So now you have to play the deck?
Not good.
Now you have to play it.
No. What are you doing?
Whoa!
You don't have, nobody on here will be mad at you? Nobody will be mad at you?
I don't care.
Oh my god.
Red Ransom.
Dude, 3, dude, yeah!
That thing's a $3 card.
Well, it is a one-off, so.
Yeah.
I promised you an Ultra, bro. I didn't say it would be the one you.
He did say. Wow!
You know what? Also.